everybody, welcome to the Man of Leek. I'm John as always, and unlike always, I'm in a car. I'm in a car because I'm on my way to the Rivals of Ixalan pre-release. I've wanted to do vlogs for a while. My pre-release recaps have always been a little bit static, so I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit more personal vlog, kind of camera, what all the kids are doing these days. This will let me do pre-release recaps, or match recaps immediately after the match instead of having to remember 10 matches over 2 days. Hopefully you guys like this. Let me know in the comments down below. I know the audio is probably going to be a little bit shoddy because I am using the internal microphone of my phone. If this works out, if you guys like it, I already have a directional mic in my Amazon cart ready to go. So let me know. But luckily, I don't have to scrape the car off. It is January in Canada, but it did pour rain the other day and it was 10 degrees Celsius. Now it's negative 10 degrees Celsius. Feels like negative 21 with the wind chill. I don't know if you can see my breath fogging stuff up, but we're gonna head to pre-release. If the car starts, there we go. So here we are at the Gamers Emporium, where we're gonna host about a 64-person tournament. Probably looks a little bit small. You're gonna say, how are we gonna fit 64 people in there? Well, we're not, because we actually, for our big Saturday pre-release, we host it over across the parking lot, all the way over there at the Hutton House. Hutton House is a great charity. It helps out mentally handicapped adults to learn skills, get job placements, home placements, etc. They do really great work. The camera's over here. I should be looking over here. Good to know. But yeah, we're gonna head in there. We're gonna have, I think we're capping it at 64 people. It's gonna be a usual big tournament, not quite as big as the last one where we had over 80. But yeah, we're gonna head in. So deck building complete. It went okay, but I got a promo champion of Dusk, which I was pretty happy to see. I definitely forgot that it counts itself as a vampire in my set review. Should have been a little bit higher. I unfortunately opened an awful lot of gold rares in different pairs, so I didn't quite fit them. Protean Raider, for example. I opened the Explore Enchantment, which I might give a go. I actually built a second 3-color deck, blue-green Merfolk red dinosaurs, that I might switch into if the black-white vampires deck doesn't happen to work out. I opened up like 5 pieces of white exile removal, which I think will be pretty handy, a Skullduggery. The Champion of Dusk along with some other vampires, a Forerunner of the Legion. I assume I can get there just with little things and removing their big things. So we'll see how it goes. I also discovered that I apparently have a very small SD card in my cell phone and already ran out of memory. So that's not great. Hopefully I end up with enough stuff to get this going. But yeah, hopefully you guys can see some matches and I'll be back for some match recaps. So finished up round 1 and it went really well, surprisingly well. I drew a Danto Vanguard on turn 2 almost every time. Sanguine whatchamacallit, the thing that's basically Jade Guardian, but as a vampire, was really good on a Danto Vanguard. It's really good on the 3/1 flyer. It's really good on the 1/3 flyer, the 2/3 flyer. My opponent really just couldn't handle it. They were blue, black, red pirates, and they mulled to 5. I mulled to 6, they mulled to 5 in game 1, and they just weren't able to get there. They almost did. I had to pay a lot of life into that Vanguard, but pulled it out there. And then game 2, they just stumbled a little bit. They had some early games, but all my passivism effects came into play. I curved out, I put counters on things, and just slammed right in. Turn 1 Legion's Landing was pretty good. So I'm 1-0, hoping to keep that going. Really want to end up in prizes today. I'm not sure how this deck's gonna go. I've heard a lot of comments about people opening Edely, people opening just ridiculously good pools that are nearly constructed. I've seen some Hadana's Climbs. I don't want to play against that ever again. But yeah, we'll see how round 2 goes. So end of round 2, back in my car. It's a little bit icier, as you can see. Didn't go quite as well. It was really fun matches though. We ended up going to 3. I was up against, what was it? It was like blue-green, like merfolk, and also some dinosaurs, but sometimes red. It was an interesting deck. Had Tendershoot Dryad, which I instantly destroyed with Ixalan's Blessing in game 2. Didn't want that going out of control. But game 1, I kept a very slow hand. I kept a hand that had an Exultant Sky Marcher as my first play. Probably not the right choice, but it had a bit of removal. It just ended up being too slow. He won pretty quickly. Game 2, I had all 3 of my passivism effects in my hand, and Raptor Companion, and then eventually a Dire Fleet Interloper. I just ended up killing him in like 5 turns just by attacking, removing, or removing, attacking, removing, attacking. Ended that game pretty quick. Game 3, super close. I had flyers, they were getting counters, I was taking him down, he was down to like 2 life, and then he flashed in the Flash Merfolk when I didn't expect it, and managed to pull out the game because we were both quite low. So unfortunately I'm 1-1. The deck's not powerful, it just has the removal, so it can win games, it can steal games, absolutely. So we'll keep that going, but now it's lunchtime, I'm hungry. You can't really see it, so maybe I'll do some B-roll footage, but outside of this car is the shell of a Wendy's. Used to be a Wendy's, they moved like a majestic crab, they shed their shell, left it behind, and moved a few blocks up the street. So unfortunately there's not great places to walk to in the area, so I'm actually gonna drive to the grocery store and get a nice little wrap or something, so come with me for lunch. So successful lunch trip, grabbed myself a whole wheat turkey Caesar wrap, something. It's gonna be good, it's gonna be healthier than running to the McDonald's or the Subway. It's about all that's close. Maybe a Tim Hortons, I suppose, but that's not terribly healthy. Grabbed myself a cold brew coffee, protein bar, because I didn't have breakfast this morning and I'm starving and a wrap won't be quite enough, but that should tide me over till supper time. So I'm gonna eat that and then head back to the venue and play 4 more rounds of Magic. And hopefully come back from this 1-1. Back at the venue, just ate the protein bar on the way here. It was really good. Turns out when you miss breakfast, even a random processed bar of random protein is pretty tasty. I drew 11 lands. 11 lands. So I had City's Blessing. I unfortunately also had an Adanto Vanguard and a Legion's Landing the entire game, and died pretty fast. Second game I had a bit of a faster start, but could not find my planes at all, so I wasn't able to play my Legion's Landing, my 2/3 flyer, etc. I did get to Thoughtseize my opponent using Dark Inquisition or whatever it is, and got to see an Edely and removal. I had a Colossal Dreadmaw and other stuff I couldn't possibly deal with, and he crushed me. So I lost pretty badly in 2. I'm 1-2. Not the best place to be. 3 rounds left to go. I could still go 4-2, which would guarantee me prizes, maybe push me into top 8 pricing, but probably not, but guarantee me top 16. So I've got to win the next 4, but if I don't, I'm out of prizes. So that's unfortunate. So I think in another match recap, I mentioned that there was a deck with 2 Tendershoot Dryads out there. Just had to play it. Luckily, he never actually got to cast both of them. I gotta remember to look over there in the camera. Bear with me while I learn how to vlog. Yeah, he didn't manage to get both of them cast, so that was pretty good. He did cast one of them, and that worked out all right for him. And yeah, I was able to answer it pretty quickly. We did have to go to game 3. He had a very, very good game 1 where he successfully made me not draw swamps. So that didn't work out well. But we went to game 3. It was some of my favorite games today. Everything just kind of worked out in my deck how I needed it to. The vampires came out in order. That's really the main thing for me. So I'm 2-2 currently. I can still win out. I can still get top 16. I don't think I can sneak into top 8, but I can still get prizes. So we'll see how the last 2 rounds go. So round 5, Vampire Mirror match happened. Significantly better Vampire Mirror match, by the way. Promo, Twilight Prophet, Maverin Fane, Slaughter the Pack, whatever the White Wrath is, Legion, the Vampire Lord, really good vampire deck. Luckily he didn't draw any of the good vampires. He drew a Twilight Prophet, but I very quickly Ixalan's Blessinged it. I just had my flyers, I had my curve, worked perfectly, worked gorgeously, 1 and 2. I was the feature match, which means got myself a foil promo fatal push out of that. Apparently they've crashed in price quite a bit, but still worth something, so there we go, pretty cool. I'm 3 and 2 going into the final round. If I go 4 and 2, I'm gonna get prizes. Go 3 and 3, probably not. So see you guys for the last round. So I ended up 15th place. It was a real nail biter, just staring at the standings, watching results come in. My tiebreakers were really bad, like 43% opponent match win percentage. But luckily enough people had dropped, and I just made 15th, which gets me 4 packs of Rivals, and I won a door prize. So I've got a 61 centimeter by 61 centimeter square green playmat. Don't know what I'm gonna do with that, but I've got it, and that's the important thing. For now, it's time to go get some supper, and then get some sleep, edit some videos, and head back for a 10 a.m. pre-release tomorrow morning. So here I am, back at home, had a great supper. You can see I'm actually editing this vlog in the background. Ooh, weird time stuff. But yeah, pretty successful day. I walked away with 4 packs of Rivals of Ixalan, so there's 4 weeks of Crack Pack Tuesdays paid for. Walked away with that ludicrously sized 61 centimeters square playmat. I don't even have a square table, but I'll do something with it, I suppose. I actually also got one of the unstable prints. I didn't win it, but somebody else won it, and I told them I'd buy it for 20 bucks because I desperately want a full set of these 5 prints. They are gorgeous. I want them framed. I love unstable. I desperately, desperately, desperately want to get my hands on the other 4. No clue how I'm going to do it, but I want them. But yeah, all in all, a successful night. I've got to get this finished editing and then wake up in the morning, go do 4 more rounds of pre-release, which I'll recap for you, and then edit, render, and upload this video for you guys to see. So, see you guys then. Alexa, start my day.
Good morning, sunshine.
At least Alexa likes me. car again. At least we got out of that tree. Jurassic Park reference. It's like 9:30 in the morning. I am super tired. I woke up at 4 a.m. with my body saying, hey, that was a great restful full nights of sleep that we just got, and it was lying. My body's a lying jerk. I am so exhausted, and we've got 4 rounds of Magic to play. Gonna be done at like 3 p.m. so we're gonna head back to the Gamers at 4 a.m. open a new pack, see what we can get, see if it's a little bit better. 4-2 was fine yesterday, so I have nothing to prove today, but I would like to go a bit better, so let's head on out. So deck building went a little bit easier today than it did yesterday. I opened a whole lot of Merfolk synergy. I've got the Merfolk Lord, I've got Kohala, I've got the Deep-Root Elite, I've got a bunch of other Merfolk, so that works out pretty well. I've got the Forerunner Merfolk. So yeah, we're gonna go Merfolk, we're gonna go green-blue. I was slightly short on playables. I did have 2 Bombards, I had an Evolving Wild, so we're gonna do a pair of Bombards as the splash. The rest of the pool was not that great. I had an Awakened Amalgam as one of my rares. I got a foil rare, but it was just the stupid Silent Gravestone or whatever it's called. We got the 4/4 Golem flip card. I'm going to play that in the deck as well, give that a try. I heard a lot of people be really happy about it, and Seal's probably the best place for it. Beyond that, nothing really else in the pool. I got my usual dual land. I often get a lot of boring little dual lands, which, you know, they're fine enough value, but they are not great in limited as one of your rares. So we're gonna go in and do 4 rounds as Merfolk, see how it goes, and hopefully get some prizes. Round 1 over, went really well. Turns out Deep-Root Elite on turn 2 is really good, especially with Guildgrove Stalkers, the Forerunner Merfolk, just getting counters on all the Merfolks, unable to block. My opponent was playing dinosaurs, but they were all kind of low dinosaurs, a lot of 2 power, which means my Guildgrove Stalker was unblockable basically the entire game. They did play a Ceratops, a 4/4, but I had my Bombards in hand. Haven't had any mana issues. Everything's been going great, so this deck seems super consistent. Hope I can keep going on with it, and yeah, go on from this 1-0. Let's see if we can go 4-0. Round 2 just finished. I was up against Marco, who's always a great sport, and I'm totally not going to trash talk him. Plays a lot of counter spells and a lot of combat tricks in Sealed, which I'm not usually used to, so I often attack into things and my things die a bit too quick. But yeah, I managed to pull it out in 3. The deck didn't quite do the Merfolk plan. It did more of the drop a Colossal Dreadmaw, make it a 7/7 with Hunt the Weak plan, which is a pretty good plan. So pulled it out in 3. Game 2, he had way too many flyers, and I do not have a way to deal with flyers. But yeah, we're 2-0. We're halfway there to 4-0ing this. That should lock me into prizes, I think, at this point. So pretty good day 2. So see you guys for round 3. So round 3 didn't go quite as well. 2-0 up against one of the only other 2-0s in the pod. We've only got 15 people here today. He was playing black, red, blue aggro pirates. Game 1, I was very quick. The merfolk did exactly what they needed to do and took him down relatively fast. Game 2 was bad on my part. I kept an island with Copala in hand and a couple of other 3-drops that I could play. A bunch of 2-drops in green that I could play if I just hit a forest. I hit my 3rd land on like turn 4 or turn 5. I had to discard a couple of times, just did not work out well. Game 3 went really late. In fact, there was a point where I was worried about decking myself. I think I had maybe 10 cards left in my deck. I actually got to use World Shaper, the 3/3 that when it dies brings the lands back that you can mill, so I did get a couple of lands off of it, which felt good, but it does thin your deck really fast. Unfortunately, my opponent played Dead Man's Chest, managed to pull it off, and took my Colossal Dreadmaw and demolished me, unfortunately. So 2-1, gotta go 3-1 to guarantee prizes. Hopefully 2-2 will get me prizes, but we'll see. Round 4 coming up soon. Hey everybody, back in the car. The tournament is over. I imagine I just gave stuff away by crackling packs. Yeah, the last match was interesting. I was up against Sean, who was playing green-white dinosaur merfolk. He had Huatli. He never actually got to play her though, which was pretty good. Game 1, he flooded relatively hard. Took a while, but I managed to get my golem flipped and pumped out some golems and was able to take him over there. You know, kind of a normal game. Second game just kind of proved how stupid merfolk can be. He had creatures that I didn't really want to attack into, a 4/2, some 2/1, stuff that, you know, if any combat trick was played, he would trade with me. So I just kind of hung back, and I had Deep Root Elite, and I had Forerunner of the Heralds, whatever the merfolk one is. And I just kept playing merfolk over and over and over. I believe I played 8 or 9 merfolk that game. At one point, you'll see it right now, there were 7 merfolk on the table. My Forerunner was something like a 10-9. Everything else was 5/5s and 4/3s, and there was a 6/6, and it was insane. He eventually put an enchantment on my Forerunner that stopped it from attacking or blocking, but he couldn't really stop it from getting counters. By the end, it was like a 12-11, which is stupid. He did hold out quite a while, mostly because I was at 10 life for most of the game. He got in real fast with the stalkers, the 2/1s that can't be blocked by little things, and merfolks are little to begin with anyways. But yeah, eventually I flipped the golem as well. I had it fight my 12-11, and clearly it died. It flipped, started putting out golems, and eventually I was able to just take him out in two very long games. I think we finished pretty close to time that second match just because of all those counters. But yeah, I finished up 3-1, which got me 4th place. So I got 3rd place, 3rd or 4th place. 3rd or 4th place got the same prizes. So I got 5 packs of Rivals. So that is 9 packs of Rivals over the weekend. That is 7-3 for my record, which is fine by me. It's a pretty standard pre-release weekend record for me. So yeah, I'm excited about the format. You guys know that I really liked Ixalan for some weird reason. I'm a weirdo, I know. I'm not a big fan of the sealed format because if you open a bonkers pool in a tribe like I did today, you win. And if you don't, like I did yesterday, it's a lot more challenging to scrape by. So I probably won't play much more of the sealed other than the League. I will, however, draft the heck out of this set. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. As I said, this is my first time doing it. I've had a ton of fun editing it. It is probably going to be flat out my favorite video I've ever made, ever. So let me know what you thought. As I said, sound quality is going to get better. I will get a microphone if I do keep doing this. Yeah, let me know your feedback. What didn't work? What worked? Do you want to see more of these? What do you want to see these for? Do you want to just see them for pre-release? Do you want to see other vlogs, etc.? Let me know. Comments below. Otherwise, I hope your pre-release weekends went well. Let me know how they went in the comments down below, and I'll see y'all next time.